Welcome everyone to RedMystRacing. This is Knight Rider. I did some, what did I do? I did some league races the other day, probably during the night actually. And we're at night, as you can see. We've got a VIR, it's the North. I qualified in first. The previous race I did the fastest clean lap. So I'm driving the Clio. It wasn't the fastest car off the line. As you'll see, I'll get swamped into the first corner, but handles really good around the corners. So let's see how I go. Now this was, it wasn't the Ghosted or the Simulation Lobby. I tried to do the Ghosted, couldn't get in, no one was playing. Event 4 was the C-Class hopper. Now it was a little bit weird because your cars had to be homologated but C-Class, which is a little bit weird. But so we went with this. I was trying to actually go with the Honda Civic, but we went with this car as a, yeah, I like it a lot. So I get up the line pretty well, but getting swamped by Stroke on the outside in his MX-5. I'll lock it up a little bit into the corner. You see the cornering in this car is pretty awesome. So I'm doing alright. Everyone else dropped back a bit, so I'm just behind the front two now. Staying in third place at this stage, just looking for an error. I can see a bit of an error there. I didn't quite go for it. Didn't think it was early in the race, so I thought I'd better not go for it. I think this race was 4 laps, and look what happened to my car. So we get to here, and my car gets stuck. And the screen just stops on me, and I'm like, okay, and then I get going again, and as you can see, I've lost about 6 positions, which was really weird. But my race time kind of stopped in that point in time too, which is really weird. So down in 8th, good old Forza online glitches. So a couple of the guys back here are driving cars that are nowhere near as good as mine. Just straight past the Focus there. Coming up to another one. He runs a bit wide. I overtake him on the inside. So we're up to 6 already. Now we come up to the BMW, and at the BMW I don't mind driving, but its cornering is atrocious. But quite clearly it's got the speed to beat my car. So coming up to the first corner, he takes a really tight line. He goes out really wide, so the grip of the Clio, I managed to get a good run, but comes over, cuts me off. At this point in time the sun's starting to come up. He runs wide again, so I just take my opportunity. But I run a little bit deep. He's gone for the cutback, so I try to stay out of his way as much as possible on such a tight, twisty track. Alright, so I'm up to 5th. So at this point in time I'm kind of a bit annoyed because of that glitch. I had a good chance of finishing on the podium, but see how it goes. I'm in 5th, I can see 4th just ahead, 3rd and 2nd just ahead of him. By now I've kind of learnt the track. I actually don't mind VIR North, it's a pretty good track to drive. It's a good thing my headlights were working. Alright, so I managed to catch him through here. So it's GT Foot W. So we complete lap 2. As you can see, I catch up quite a bit on the turn, but this car's quite a bit faster on the straight line. Get a nice apex this time, a lot better than the last lap. So I get a really good run at him. Have a bit of a look on the outside. It's probably not going to work onto the turn that goes right, but try anyway. Just get a little bit loose, just touch the grass, so you're still behind him. Meanwhile, both of us are catching the 2 in front. It was a little bit heavy on the brakes there, so I got a really good run. I've still got nowhere to go. I was going to see if there's a lunge possibility. There wasn't. He comes across, so I touch him and I let him go through. Get back into the groove of the run. Oh, get a little bit loose. Had to really pull back then. And meanwhile, someone's gone off, so I'm actually going to get that position and actually end up finishing in 4th. So that was quite a crazy race. Yeah, that glitch at the side. So when you get to when I got to the end and it went through and it goes, this is where you finished. I actually finished that race in 2nd, even though on the track I finished in 4th. So that was a bit of a weird one. So after that, we went to Watkins Glen. We'll load that up. So yeah, so in 3rd, the car just stops. Everyone drives past me. I'm in 8th. Finish in 4th, and then my end finishing position was 2nd, which is just really weird. Alright, so this is the next race that I did, Watkins Glen. It's actually the short version with the bus stop. This was a really excellent race. I drove really well in this race, but as you can see, no decent speed off the line again, so I get swamped by all the front guys. Let's come into the first corner, try to get as tight a corner turn as I can. We got a Beetle out this time. I thought, oh wow, the Beetle's going to be pretty quick, but it was and it wasn't. It wasn't as quick as I thought it might have been in a straight line, because you can do some crazy stuff with the engine. So everyone got pretty clean for a league hopper, which is quite interesting. So at this stage I'm down into 4th. So I started in 2nd place. Get through the bus stop pretty quickly. So I'm in 4th, behind the 3 that finished in front of me in the previous race. Got one guy running wide, so I've stayed as close as possible. Looked for a gap down the middle, couldn't make it happen. So we've already blown away the guys behind. So I'm just looking for a guy way past at this stage. These 2 guys in front of me are fighting hard. But as you'll see, I get a really good turn, and then bang, their extra power kicks in and I can't get past them. But I just had to nail as many corners as I could. They both had a bit of a touch, so I've tried to go on the inside. I've got smashed by the red car. So he's gone for a massive dive bomb and knocked me out, but I didn't lose too much time. And he did give his position back, so all good. So Rolex gets a little bit loose. He's in the green. GT Foot's in the yellow. So as you'll see, they're super slow. Oh, I didn't do a great bus top then, but my exit out of the bus stop was really good compared to these guys. They're both a little bit loose. I'm trying to go through on the inside. I found a bit of a gap finally, but once again, don't quite have the straight line speed. So I'm going to let him go down the inside. Try to go around the outside. That didn't work. Try to cut back on the inside, but he's going to have the inside run. Oh, I had to hit the brakes in because it's pulled right across. Another lap down, and I'm still following these two. Now the guy behind just waiting for his next lunge. So we're still in 4th place. We're having a good battle with these two. Ran a little bit wide, but so did everyone. So they're going side by side through the corners again, so it's like a massive roadblock for me. But I get a really good run through the corner again. And the lack of top end speed is killing me again. So they have a little bit of a touch through the bus stop. The green car's gone really wide. Not sure what happened to him then, because he ended up losing a position, another position as well, so he's run wide again. So I'm now fighting up ahead. Yeah, see, he lost his position there. So I noticed that during the race. I was like, where did he go? He didn't have that bad of an off. So we get a really good run again out of that corner. I'll get another really good run out of here. Almost side by side down the home straight. There was definitely another lap left after this. Probably should have gone out wider to get a better run, but my run wasn't too bad. So at this point I'm just looking for a way through, knowing that I'm going to get swamped on any straight. So I have to really nail every one of the corners that I can. Coming up to the bus stop again. Oh, I cut it a little bit short there, just touched him. I turned a little bit earlier than I wanted to, but I didn't want to miss the exit, so I let him go, and then we have a good run on him again once his car's settled down. Somebody's off, somebody has just been lapped. So all of this is happening, and we're actually catching the guy in first place. Whether he's just taking it easy to make sure he wins, but pretty much if we didn't have a three-way battle, I think any one of the three of us could have won this race. So side by side going into the line, just not going to be able to do it. And as you can see, I had some quite good races in leagues, and you don't normally have that. Alright, that'll be it for now. If you want to follow the stream, we do some live streaming on Twitch, and we try to put some content up on YouTube as much as possible. So if you want to follow or subscribe, please do, and then you'll get notifications of all the new contents that's coming forward. Alright, take care guys, bye.